Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV. This a news video for the 15th of December 2020. You may be aware of the current sales that are happening up to 30% off on the Square Enix Final Fantasy XIV online store, also previously known as the Mog Station cash shop for the game. Essentially, they've posted this lodestone update today at 11 this morning, nearly 12 p.m. And it says, "We have confirmed that the discounted amount of winter sale optional items on the Final Fantasy XIV online store is different than what was advertised in the topics." So this affects all of the Machinist Journey, Paladin's Journey, all of the job boosts essentially for 1 and 2, as you can see there, for where it's applicable. Essentially what happened is that they said it was 20%. Where in reality it's 30%. The sales period is from the 14th of December until December the 15th. As a result of that, this might come as late information. However, this was a big problem. They said, "We're sorry for the inconveniences caused. Customers who purchase the affected items during this period will receive a refund for the price difference in Square Enix Crysta. This will be added directly to the account on which the items were purchased on. It says, please be aware that it may take a few days for the refunding process to complete." Interesting then, that if, say for instance, you pay with a credit card or a debit card, you're being refunded with Square Enix's Crysta. Now, I don't know if you're anything like me, but I personally don't use Crysta. It's a very unusual currency. Not everybody will be familiar with that, especially when it comes down to people who purchase these items through the website for their PlayStation, etc. Usually use your credit card or PayPal or whatever it is, if it's attached to Steam, for example. But this time around, yeah, so Crysta is what you're being refunded in. I'm not particularly sure that was the wisest decision. I suppose it's the overall best way that they could think of to actually refund. The biggest issue then for me is the fact that it's not really a refund. A refund would be giving back the overcharged amount for the form of payment you've used. Crysta to me actually comes across as more of a store credit system. You know, you're not actually getting your money back from that. A lot of people say I don't criticize Square Enix enough for the practices that they run in and around the real money situation, and I have to say that this time I cannot really understand how hard it can be to refund somebody based on the money that they're using. It was false advertising. They apologized for said false advertising, and now they're giving you store credit as a return. Isn't really good enough in my personal opinion, especially considering how much of a difference 10% actually is on the grand scheme of things when it comes down to the cash shop. But there we go, that's what it is. Hopefully people will post a little bit more on the forums about this, and if you're disgruntled with this or disappointed, maybe you don't want store credit, maybe that's something that you also don't really understand or believe in, maybe joining in on the forums would be a good place to start, see if we can get our voices heard. I personally think that's a little bit of a, well, crappy decision, personally. Yeah, I think they should go through the actual effort of refunding, the money back to the payment method that you paid with. I know this is obviously the easier option, but Crysta is in no way a refund in any way, shape or form, or at least it isn't, in my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. A link to this will be in the description. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what you think about this. It would be a very minor issue, and I'm sure a lot of people will be very opinionated about it, but try to keep it civil and let me know what you think.